fajitas. I like fajitas because they're fast, they're easy, the ingredients are fresh. I like this recipe that you sent because it speeds up the whole process. It's done more like a stir fry than it is a traditional fajita, where timing and layering of the different ingredients are so critical. This is cool. I've got pork here. I love pork.
Well, let's talk about that for a second, because most people are thinking in terms of chicken or beef when
right.
they're making fajitas. We're using pork, and I think a lot of people misunderstand and they think it's fatty.
Right.
In this situation, it's really not. It's very lean. It's extremely lean.
Okay.
In fact, it'd be better if you work it into your normal eating program.
Really? Okay. Now, do you get a lot of protein from this? Is chicken better?
No, well, it can be, and there's different qualities and different sources of both. But this is extremely lean pork. This isn't your bacon. This is really good pork, high in protein, low in fat. It's a good source of protein.
Why my bacon? It was. Do you notice how it was my bacon?
It's your bacon.
You know,
it's your bacon.
You've seen the bacon in the fridge, haven't you? Okay. Well, I'm just cutting these into strips. I'm leaving just a teeny bit of fat on there because there is unlike chicken, there is flavor in that. Just a little teeny bit. I've removed all the major fat, all the bigger pieces that will be unhealthy for you. When I was in the store, I specifically bought this brand of tortilla shells for this dish because it says flex before opening.
You thought that was part of your workout?
Yeah, I did. Well, I felt like I was exhausted just picking them off the shelf, actually. But check these out. Make sure that they're good. Make sure we're good to go here, and I'm going to press on.
Steve, did you go out of your way to find one of the worst good-for-you products you can with the tortilla?
Well, not particularly. No. Why? What's wrong with them?
Bleached flour. You might as well be having white flour.
Okay.
You can buy wheat tortillas, but these are bleached.
No, I saw
wheat.
those. I saw those in the store. They were actually right next to those.
Those are the ones we want. And then the second ingredient, shortening. Now, shortening is used with a lot of baked goods and packaged products. However, it will clog your arteries.
Okay, sounds good.
Let's go after the other tortillas next time.
Okay, next time I'll go for the wheat, and we're going to look for no shortening. Now, I do know that shortening is, not the best thing in the world for you. These have a wonderful flavor. These are really a great product. We're going to make it with this. Next time we're going to choose whole wheat, and we're really going to pay attention to the ingredients. I've got to start paying attention to the ingredients when I'm in the store and looking for, things that aren't bad for you. Yeah.
You wouldn't know, but now you do.
And now I do. And knowing's half the battle.
Maybe more.
We're going to get started. I've got a little bit of olive oil in the pan right here. We do want to get this pan nice and hot because we want to sear off the pork. We're just going to add a little bit of this fajita seasoning. You can buy the pre-made fajita seasoning. You can make it yourself to go with less salt as well, right? Because there's a little bit of salt in this mix, not a ton, but a little bit.
Yeah, we should be conscious of it. We don't want to add too much sodium to products, and I think this is a healthy way to compromise.
Great. This is the part where this recipe gets real easy. Normally, we'd be cooking the pork, then cooking the peppers, then cooking the onions, and going through it step by step. This is done more like a stir-fry. Doc, I'm going to ask you to step back. This is trained professionals only. Underneath the hood fan with this pan is already smoking, which means it's going to be ripping hot. The olive oil is coated the bottom nicely. This is very, very dry, so we shouldn't have much of a reaction, and I just sprinkled a little bit of the seasoning on. But we're going to go in with that right away. Notice how it's jumping off the pan. It's not sticking at all, and it's searing off very, very nicely. We're going to cook the pork for a little bit to get it started. Then we're going to add in our peppers, our onions, right in sequence, like we're doing a stir-fry dish, getting it all done in one pan, which is going to get it on the dinner table a lot more quickly.
Oh, that seems like it'll save a lot of time.
Oh, definitely. Look how nice that is. I always think of beef when doing fajitas. You had mentioned chicken earlier. I'm always a beef guy when it comes to fajitas. Is there a type of beef that would be good to use for this dish?
You do want to go with leaner beef, usually 90% leaner or better.
Okay. 90%. That's not a lot of fat left over.
No, but it's also better for your body.
Okay, fair enough.
It's not going to clog your arteries.
Okay, and that's good. We need to always keep an eye on that. Now, I reduced the heat on this pan just a little bit because I didn't want it to jump out of the pan on top of the doctor.
I do appreciate that.
Well, I'm always here to help. I'm always looking out for you. I'll try not to burn you. You'll try to make me live past 50 with some of the things we're doing here. I think we've got a good arrangement going here so far.
We're going to have to try really hard then.
We're going to have to ramp up the process.
Exactly.
That black that we're seeing in the pan is good stuff. That's what we're looking for. You can also do this in a cast iron pan. That gives it a lot more color, a lot more quickly. I talk about the cast iron pan in other segments on the website that it adds. If you scrape the pan, you're going to get a little bit of iron in your diet. That it's actually adding an essential mineral into your diet. Not a lot of it. Do you have any opinions on that?
I wouldn't leave your iron intake to the pan. I would also supplement it with good vegetables as well.
Okay, so using a certain type of pan is not a vitamin supplement.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna have to
still eat your vegetables.
I'm gonna have to modify my views on that a little bit. This pork is coming along beautifully, so we're gonna add in the peppers. We're gonna add in the onions and get this all cooking together. We're doing it like a stir fry. We're cooking it over a relatively high heat, and we're adding in the ingredients, layering them as we go. So the pork is gonna take the longest to cook, then the peppers, then the onions. This is all gonna come together very, very quickly.
And with the pork, we're having our lean protein source. With the peppers, we're having our vegetables, which is adding fiber and iron, not just from the pan, but from the peppers.
Okay,
We
good.
use olive oil, so we're having good fats. We're really putting together a complete meal.
Okay, so peppers for iron rather than my grandmother's cast iron pan.
Exactly.
Check and check. Duly noted.
That is really fancy.
Yeah, fancy schmancy. But what I'm loving is the color we're getting right now. This is exactly the color that we're looking for. We've got the peppers, the pork, everything is picking up a lot of the caramelized goodness on the bottom of the pan that you get from cooking the pork super fast. It's just coming out really, really nice, and that's exactly the color that I want. If you use a nonstick pan, you're not going to get exactly the same color, but you're going to have a lot less cleanup, which I think is, a little bit of a trade-off. You have to decide what's better for you, easy cleanup or better color in the dish. It's not going to affect the flavor at all.
I'm all for easy cleanup myself.
All right. Okay. Now that is done. I like the fact that it's all together. It's all in one spot. Can I use a little cheese, please?
We can use a little cheese. I know this recipe though, and it's good with or without. If you're looking to save a little bit of calories and a little bit less trans fat, avoid the cheese.
Okay. Now, traditionally fajitas, they also call for guacamole. They call for sour cream, some other things. As long as we stay low fat on that stuff, we're good?
This is so delicious. Try some without it. If you absolutely need to give it some more flavor, you can. But this is so delicious, Chef. You could try this without it.
Wonderful. We're gonna make this as is. We're gonna add a little bit of cheese into it. You can maybe put it out, offer people the option to take it or not to take it. It's a fun make as you go, one pan, a lot less timing issues, and on the table quick and easy tonight, right?
It looks delicious and I'm ready for it.
All right.